Ladies, hear me when I say this. The world has lied to you. It has told you that you must look a certain way, dress a certain way, act a certain way to be wanted. It has whispered that you are not enough, unless you add more, unless you become someone else. But let me tell you today, with the fire of truth burning in my bones, that is a lie. There is a shocking truth that almost no one speaks about. And once you understand it, truly understand it, it will change everything. It will make 95.7% of men chase you. Not because you begged, not because you tricked, but because something deep inside them had no choice. What is this truth? It is this: men are drawn irresistibly to a woman who knows her own worth. Not a woman who shouts it, not a woman who flaunts it, but a woman who embodies it, a woman whose very being says, I am enough, I am whole, I am light. First, let us speak of confidence. True confidence does not come from the mirror, or from the scale, or from the applause of others. It comes from within. It is planted like a seed by truth, watered by self-respect, and grown under the sunshine of purpose. A woman with true confidence enters a room and changes the temperature. She does not ask for attention. She commands it simply by being. Men see it, they feel it, they cannot resist it. Because deep inside every man is the longing for someone he cannot easily conquer. Someone who stands strong like a mountain, beautiful, unshakable, serene. Second, we must speak of purpose. Oh, how powerful is a woman who lives not just for herself, not just for romance, but for a calling greater than herself. She wakes up in the morning with a mission. She knows why she is here. She burns with passion for life, for growth, for her God-given destiny. Men are not wired to follow women who chase after them. Men are wired to chase after women who are chasing after their own calling. Do you see it? You were never made to be a beggar for love. You were made to be a beacon of purpose shining out into the world. Third, let us speak of authenticity. In this age of filters and false smiles, true authenticity is as rare as a diamond in the dust. But oh, when a woman dares to be real, when she dares to show her true heart, her real laugh, her honest tears, she becomes unforgettable. Because every man's soul, though buried beneath layers of noise and distraction, yearns for something real. Drop the masks, beloved, throw away the act. Stand in the beauty of who you truly are, and you will awaken something powerful in those around you. There is something deep, something unshakable, something eternal about true confidence. It is not loud, it is not boastful. It does not parade itself before others crying out for attention. True confidence is quiet like the mountains, steady like the oceans, and unmovable like the stars in the heavens. It is a force that moves silently, but once it enters a room, everyone feels it. You see, the world we live in is obsessed with appearances. It tells you that confidence is a matter of painted lips, designer clothes, or carefully constructed images on a glowing screen. But the kind of confidence that truly captivates a man's heart is not worn on the body. It is rooted deep within the soul. It cannot be purchased. It cannot be faked. It cannot be borrowed. It can only be built, layer upon layer, through the fires of self-respect and the waters of quiet perseverance. True confidence flows from knowing who you are, not what you have, not what you look like, not how others perceive you. It comes from a deep conviction that you are already valuable, already chosen, already loved by a force greater than any earthly approval. When a woman walks in that understanding, she becomes magnetic. She does not need to ask for validation. She does not need to seek for love. She does not chase, she attracts. Her presence is a song that calls out to the hearts of men, not through seduction, but through stability. When a woman carries true confidence, she speaks without apology, she stands without fear, she moves without second guessing. And those who encounter her feel it. They are drawn to it, even if they cannot explain why. This kind of confidence changes the atmosphere. It shifts conversations, it silences foolishness, it inspires respect, it commands honor, and the beauty of it is that it is not arrogant. It does not seek to diminish others to elevate itself. It does not shout others down to be heard. It simply is a lighthouse standing firm, offering its light to all who come near, but needing nothing in return to shine. In the face of criticism, true confidence smiles and stands taller. In the presence of praise, it bows with humility, but is not inflated. It is not shaken by rejection, nor is it drunk on approval. It knows its worth because it was never built on shifting sand, but on the rock of inner truth. A confident woman becomes a refuge for the weary and a challenge for the complacent. She draws out the best in others because she refuses to settle for anything less herself. She does not cling, she does not control, she does not beg. She invites, she inspires, she leads with grace. And there is a mystery in all of this. True confidence is both strong and tender, both fierce and kind, both bold and gentle. It holds the sword in one hand and the open palm in the other. It defends its peace without losing its compassion. It embraces its own power without forsaking its softness. There is an undeniable force in a woman who lives with purpose. A force so powerful that it pulls everything toward her. It is not a force that is forced. It is not a pull that is sought out. It is a magnetic presence that flows naturally from a woman who knows why she is here on this earth. She has a vision, a mission, a calling greater than herself, and it radiates from her every move, every word, and every thought. Purpose is not a title. It is not a job or an achievement or a role defined by the world. Purpose is the essence of why you wake up every day. It is the driving force that compels you forward even when the path is unclear, when the road is rugged, and when the world tells you to stop. A woman with purpose knows where she is going, and though the journey may be long, she walks it with certainty. She may not know every step, but she knows that each step is part of a greater story unfolding, one that she is destined to play a part in. Purpose shapes her identity. It answers the question, who am I? And it answers it with power. A woman with purpose does not waver in her sense of self. She is not easily shaken by the opinions of others because her worth is not defined by their perceptions. She knows her value, and it is tied to something much greater than fleeting approval. It is anchored in her mission, her calling, her contribution to the world. And when a woman knows her purpose, she becomes a force to be reckoned with. There is something incredibly magnetic about a woman who is doing something bigger than herself. She is not waiting for life to happen to her. She is out there making things happen. She is a dreamer, a doer, a woman who is actively engaged in the process of becoming all that she was created to be. Men are drawn to her not out of obligation or pity, but because her purpose ignites something in them too. It sparks a fire that says, if she can go after her dreams with such passion, what am I doing with mine? But it is not just purpose alone that draws people. It is passion that fuels the purpose and makes it come alive. Passion is the spark that brings the vision to life, the fire that keeps the soul burning when everything else seems to dim. A woman with passion is alive in every sense of the word. She is enthusiastic, vibrant, and unwavering in her belief that what she is doing matters. She speaks with conviction, she acts with intention, and she lives with a fire in her heart that is impossible to ignore. When a woman lives with passion, there is an energy about her that others cannot help but be drawn to. It is an energy that fills the room, that fuels the conversation, inspires the people around her. A woman with passion is not afraid to show her heart, to chase after her dreams, to pour herself into her work, her relationships, and her purpose. And in doing so, she becomes a beacon. She does not need to beg for attention because her passion demands it. Passion is magnetic because it is contagious. When a man meets a woman who is passionate about life, about her purpose, about her dreams, something in him wakes up. He is reminded of his own potential. He feels a stirring, an urge to do more, to be more, to live with the same intensity and purpose. A woman with purpose and passion challenges the men around her to step into their own greatness. She does not need to tell them how to live. She shows them through her example. When purpose and passion are woven together, they create an unstoppable force, one that not only propels a woman forward, but it pulls others with her. She leads not by commanding, but by inspiring. She does not have to shout for attention because her energy is magnetic, drawing people, opportunities, and even love toward her. In a world drowning in pretense, the simple act of being real has become a miracle. Authenticity, true, raw, unfiltered authenticity, is so rare that when a man encounters it, he cannot help but be captivated. It shines brighter than any polished image, speaks louder than any rehearsed line, and touches deeper than any carefully crafted performance. Authenticity cuts through the noise and reaches straight to the heart, speaking a language far older and far truer than any game ever could. Authenticity is not about perfection. It is not about having all the answers or presenting an image of flawless living. It is about being honest, honest with yourself, honest with your emotions, honest with the world. It is about standing in your own skin without apology, embracing both your strengths and your imperfections with grace and humility. It is about allowing the real you to be seen, even when it feels vulnerable, even when it feels risky, even when it would be easier to hide. A woman who dares to be authentic is a breath of fresh air in a society filled with masks. She laughs when she is joyful. She cries when she is hurting. She speaks when she has something to say, and she listens when there is wisdom to receive. She does not twist herself into someone else's image of who she should be. She does not shrink to fit into a smaller mold. She expands. She flourishes. She grows into all that she was intended to be without shame. There is a courage and authenticity that is more alluring than any outward beauty. There is a strength in vulnerability that commands respect more than any posture of false toughness. A woman who embraces her true self teaches others, silently, powerfully, that it is safe to do the same. She creates an atmosphere where real connection can happen, where real love can grow, where real trust can be built. When a man sees a woman being authentically herself, something ancient stirs within him. He recognizes the beauty of truth in her, and it calls out to the truth in him. It invites him to lay down his own masks, to step into the light of honesty, to show up not as who he thinks he should be, but as who he truly is. In this sacred space of authenticity, genuine intimacy can be born, the kind that is not based on illusion, but on reality. Authenticity also brings freedom. It frees a woman from the exhausting burden of performance. She no longer has to monitor every word, every move, every reaction in fear of being judged. She can simply be, and in being herself, she gives permission to others to do the same. There is nothing more magnetic than a soul that is free. Free from the need to impress, free from the fear of rejection, free to love and to live openly. In every room she enters, the authentic woman carries a different spirit. She is not competing, she is not comparing. She is not calculating her next move to win favor. She is simply living in truth, and that truth resonates louder and clearer than any false image ever could. There is a law unseen but unbreakable that governs the heart. You attract not what you lack, but what you already carry within you. Emotional abundance is a force more powerful than any charm, more enduring than any fleeting attraction. It is not born from striving, but from a deep wellspring of fulfillment that already overflows from the inside out. A woman rooted in emotional abundance is a woman who needs nothing from anyone to validate her existence. She is not searching for someone to fix her, to complete her, or to heal her wounds. She has done the sacred work within. She has learned to nourish her own soul, to cultivate her own joy, to stand tall in her own peace. She carries within her a garden of goodness, joy, kindness, gratitude, peace, and wherever she walks, she brings the fragrance of that garden with her. When a woman lives in emotional abundance, she shifts the entire atmosphere around her. She does not enter a room begging for love. She brings love into the room. She does not wait to be chosen. She knows she is already chosen by the very life within her. Her laughter is not a cry for attention. It is a song of freedom. Her tears are not weapons of manipulation. They are honest rivers of life flowing from a heart alive and beating. Men are not drawn to desperation. They are drawn to life. They are drawn to the woman whose spirit overflows so richly that simply being near her feels like a drink of cold water on a hot day. She is a refreshing presence, a balm to the weary, a spark to the discouraged. She lifts without lifting a finger. She heals without trying to heal. She invites without even speaking a word. This abundance is not arrogance. It is not pride. It is the quiet, confident joy of a woman who knows that everything she needs is already within her grasp. She does not fear loneliness because she has learned to enjoy her own company. She does not fear abandonment because she is already anchored in love that cannot be taken away. She does not fear rejection because she understands that her worth is not negotiable. There is a magnetism in emotional abundance that no amount of effort can replicate. It is effortless because it is natural. It is powerful because it is pure. It cannot be manufactured because it grows only from the deep soil of inner work, the daily choosing of gratitude over bitterness, peace over anxiety, hope over despair. A woman of emotional abundance is not perfect, but she is whole. She may face storms, but she remains rooted. She may be shaken, but she will not be destroyed. Her heart is a well that does not run dry because it is fed by rivers unseen by the world. Men may come and go, seasons may change, but the abundance within her endures. Wherever she goes, she carries fullness. Wherever she speaks, she breathes life. Wherever she loves, she does so without fear because her love does not come from a place of emptiness, but from a place of endless overflow. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out. They are gates to protect the garden of the soul. A woman who understands the power of boundaries is unstoppable because she has learned to guard the sacred ground of her heart without apology. She knows that her worth is not up for debate, her peace is not for sale, and her love is not given to those who come to trample what is holy. The world often misunderstands boundaries. It calls them cold, distant, selfish, but true boundaries are none of these things. They are the highest form of love, love for oneself and love for others. They are the declaration that says, I value what God has placed inside me too much to allow it to be misused. A woman who lives by her boundaries does not hate others. She honors herself. She does not fear relationships. She simply refuses to lose herself within them. When a woman establishes her boundaries with grace and strength, she carries a different spirit. She is not frantic, desperate, or clinging. She moves with a calm assurance that says she knows who she is and what she deserves. She does not waste energy explaining or defending her standards. Her life speaks for itself. Her presence commands respect without demanding it, and the men who encounter her are faced with a choice. Rise to meet her standards or fall away. There is power in a woman who is willing to walk away from anything that does not honor her. She does not chase after validation. She does not compromise her values for temporary attention. She does not bend herself into shapes she was never meant to fit. She knows that anything truly meant for her will never require her to betray herself to keep it. She trusts the quiet strength of patience, the silent authority of self-respect. Boundaries create clarity. They reveal intentions. They separate those who are drawn to her light from those who would only consume it. They protect her dreams, her time, her heart. And in doing so, they allow her to live fully and freely without the constant drain of toxic attachments or the slow erosion of self-worth. A woman with strong boundaries is not unkind. She is profoundly loving, first to herself and then to others. She gives from a place of true generosity, not obligation. She loves without losing herself. She serves without being enslaved. She nurtures without being depleted. Because she honors her own soul, she is able to honor the souls of others in a way that is pure, powerful, and lasting. Boundaries are the silent shield that guard the treasures within her. They are the silent standards that shape the kind of life she will live and the kind of love she will receive. They are not there to keep out love, but to make space for the kind of love that is worthy of her. In the spirit of boundaries, she finds her freedom. In the strength of her standards, she finds her peace. And in the unshakable resolve to honor herself, she unlocks a life filled with the right people, the right purposes, and the right promises. Fourth, we must consider emotional abundance. There is a great secret here, a secret most will never know. You do not find love by being empty and hoping someone fills you. You find love by being so full that others are drawn to drink from the rivers flowing out of you. Joy, peace, gratitude, kindness, these are the fruits of emotional abundance. When you carry these fruits within you, men will not just want to be near you. They will hunger for the atmosphere you create. Do you understand? You do not need to compete for love. You become love, and love will come chasing after you. Finally, hear me when I say this. Boundaries are beautiful. There is no power without a no. There is no strength without a gate that swings open and closed with wisdom. The woman who knows how to say no teaches a man how to respect her. She shows him that she is not desperate, not needy, not cheap. She shows him that she is rare. And what is rare is priceless. When you set your boundaries, clear, kind, firm, you do not push men away. You call forth the best in them. You separate the boys from the men. You invite the worthy ones to step up, to pursue, to honor. And so I say to you today, you do not need to beg for attention. You do not need to settle for scraps. You do not need to perform, pretend, or plead. You only need to become who you were created to be: confident, purposeful, authentic, abundant. Boundary. This is the shocking truth the world doesn't want you to know. Because when you know it, when you live it, you will never have to chase love again. Love will chase you. And 95.7% of men, the worthy, the strong, the courageous, will not just want you, they will pursue you. They will fight for you, they will choose you. Every single day, not because you changed yourself to win their approval, but because you became yourself, fully, freely, fiercely. That, beloved, is the greatest secret of all.